What's good, everybody? It's your boy JTL. We back with another Red Pill. Respectfully, make sure y'all hit that subscribe and notification bell. So, on this episode, we're going to be talking about stop punking for women. Why I see so many cats allowing women to punk themselves out? And let me preface this conversation. Just because you like a woman, right? And because she look good, whatever you feeling with. When she go to disrespect you, why are y'all listening to that? She's the prize. Put a woman on a pedestal because she can have kids. We can't crap. Like we don't matter in this conversation to make the babies. They can't have it without us and what we got either. So I'm tired of seeing dudes allowing women to punk them, manipulate them, and all that. Me and my partner been having this conversation for the last few days. That's not what we gonna allow. And it's so sad because since a lot of women don't have men in the house or real men in the house, you see guys or women teaching dudes that it's about what she wants, regardless of what. And a lot of women will still expect to get their way, and that shows that you love them. But it's like if you another thing we was talking about, if a woman you're dealing with a woman and you see that you're not the type of guy that she really wants and she's trying to make you and mold you and manipulate you into her standards of what she wants, we got to learn how to pick our nuts up and leave. And I'm not saying if it's a situation you can work out to leave, but I'm saying if it's a situation where y'all get into arguments all the time, you don't want to talk to each other for a while, it's like what's the point of trying to make that relationship work? And I can hold myself accountable on this because I've tried that and that shit did not work. It did not work because I was always stressed out. A woman don't get her way, then she want to get a damn attitude, and then you break and bend and fold just to go ahead and give her a way to make her happy. But then you're no longer happy. And it could be something stupid as a restaurant she wanted to go to. Or matter of fact, like this is the thing that we keep saying to each other as men. Hey, tell me what you said that they said on that ESPN show. The guys were saying when they was talking about out for the woman.
Earlier this morning, and they had a former NFL player on this particular show, and he was trying to break down an analogy because there's a certain team, the Green Bay Packers, that are having issues with their starting quarterback. And he gave the analogy of, he said to the host, "You're a married man, I'm a married man too. And if there's something that's going on with yourself and your wife, and she's combating, what you're saying, but you're trying to do things in a certain way to make things right, you're still going to have to appease that woman." And his words were basically, if she's asking for something, when you walk through the door, you better have it in your hand to make her happy. And I really got taken aback by that because a lot of men who are punks, who are chumps, who get walked over, who let the woman rule them with an iron fist and they just back down like some chumps. They have that thought process of the woman's always right. Even if she's wrong, she's always right. And you got to give her whatever she's asking for or whatever she's demanding to keep her happy. Even if she's totally wrong, even if you're all the way right, even if what she's asking and demanding for isn't right for the circumstance, if it's not right financially, if it's not right morally, whichever way, you still got to give her what she's asking for just to appease her and keep her happy. And that, to me, is some BS, and it should not be that way. And to me, I feel like if you're a man, why would you even want to be with a woman or be even attracted to a woman that the only way she's going to be happy is if she gets things her way. Not she will be happy if the household is happy or if the two of you are happy together as a unit. It's all about what makes her happy. And as he said, when you walk through the door, you better have that gift or that money or whatever it is that she asked for to keep her happy, even if what she's asking for is not right.
And let me give a disclaimer on this subject about that right there. This is what the reason why with modern women is bullshit is because they want men to stay traditional. The biggest reason I can think of or fathom in my mind, the reason why men were like that, because you got to think when a man was going out to get the bacon and bring it home for the woman to fry, she was taking care of the household, and men wanted to make their woman feel like their job was important. That's why
Mhm.
daddy always told the kids, especially boys, did you tell your mama how good the food was? Did you tell your mama thank you? Did you make sure she got a gift on Mother's Day? We didn't
Or
really
when, or
care.
what about this one that I used to hear when I was younger? When mom goes to the beauty shop,
Is
as
that
soon as she walked through the door, make sure you tell mama how good her hair look. Make sure you tell her you love her hairdo as soon as she walked through the door.
so? That was back in the day. So a man, and that's why it pisses me off when they try to tell you happy wife, happy life, and make it seem like men were so bad. Where do women think they came from? These modern women, a lot of these younger women don't know what the hell they talking about. A lot of older women, mothers, was quote unquote so unhappy, so they live vicariously through their daughters and tell them not to do this for a man while they married. Now you saying you unhappy, but your kids still making it through school. Your kids actually doing pretty decent in life. They ain't got to be millionaires and making 100K a year, but they went off school or became productive citizens as young adults and having their own family. Now you're telling your daughters to not do that. You're telling your sons to treat your women better. So you're making your sons become punks, and you're making your daughters become masculine men with perms. So
Oh,
they they not thinking about the fact that Daddy did that, and Chris Rock, what we was just talking about, that was what we're giving examples from what Chris Rock said. Chris Rock was born in the '60s. When we grew up, we seen that. But then it turned to, oh man, all men cheated. That's what they keep saying every time they talk about it. All y'all cheat. All men cheat. I ain't bound down for nobody. So if I get with a man, he better not cheat, and he better have the best sex, and he supposed to have the money and take care of me. So they still want you to be a Julius. If y'all never seen Everybody Hates Chris, they want you to be Julius. And they never really shines the light on the good men that were doing right by their wives, from granddaddy to daddy. They never give you none of that love. So that's why we're saying don't pump for a woman, because a lot of women these days do not appreciate, especially for us. A lot of our sisters nowadays is so messed up that now they hold in high esteem the city girls and Megan Thee Stallions. You know what I'm saying? The light skinned Keishas
and
and Sweeties, they holding them to the highest regard. And now so many women
let me
feel
throw
like
something in there, Jay. Let me throw something in there real quick. So, in regards to what you speaking of about back in the day and how it was when a man was bringing home the bacon and being the sole provider, when he was doing that, he still was, our granddaddies and our uncles and some of our dads from back in those days, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even maybe going into the early 90s, if you want to say so. They were still going by that motto of happy wife, happy life, basically bending over backwards, doing everything in their power. Some of the men, just like on the Chris Rock, the Julius, working two, three jobs to hold the house down and to provide for his wife, to buy her the shoes she want, the outfit she want, get her hair done. Yet the women of now will say, "Oh, we don't want that. We don't want to live like in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that old school crap." Okay, you don't want that, but those men, your granddaddy and your uncle and your dad, live by the motto as happy life, happy wife. So they were giving your mama, your grandma, your auntie everything they wanted and bowing down and letting the mama run the house. So what is it that you want? Your grandma and your mama and your auntie was running the house. Isn't that what you want? So that just makes it even more confusing. But when these women say we don't want it back how it was back in the day, now there were some men that did run the house. That were, but if you really sit back and think, majority of the time, even though the mother wasn't working or bringing home the bacon, she still was running the house. And then when they say, well, all men cheat, all men are bad. So are you talking about your granddad and your uncle and your dad, the people that these women try to boost up and say, oh, well, my granddaddy was a great man or my dad was a great man? Which one is it? Is it that all men cheat or that your daddy and your granddaddy was good men? Because that's a contradiction. But then some women I've even read and heard say, well, my daddy used to cheat or my granddaddy used to cheat, but they still a good man. Oh, okay. So if a man cheats, he can still be a good man. So why is it that if the men of nowadays cheat, they dogs and they ain't shit? But your granddaddy and daddy could cheat, but they still good men. It's a bunch of confusion. So how the hell we gonna listen to them and they confused about what they want and about what they consider to be a good man? They're confused. So how are we gonna follow behind somebody that's confused? That has me confused.
And let me say this: that two of those phrases, "happy wife, happy life," and "she's the prize." Where you think they came from? They came from men. That didn't come from women. They came
Right,
from men. So if
right.
men were so bad, why were men teaching other men that women should be put on a pedestal? She's the
Mm,
prize. Happy wife,
mm,
happy life. If
mm.
if we are so bad, then why were we teaching our sons to open the door for a woman? Why were we teaching our sons to pull out a chair for a woman? Why were we teaching our sons to take off their hat when they say hello to a woman,
Right,
jack it down in a puddle for a woman to step over?
right.
If men were so bad, then why were we doing that? Why are we still having conversations to this day that when a woman goes out on dinner, when you go take a woman out on a date, you pay for it, protect and provide? If men are so bad, then why those sayings that came from men are still prevalent to this day? That's what we were teaching back then. So if men were so bad, then why was your daddy teaching you, hey, when a man come to town to try to see you, he got to come see me first to let him know he better not disrespect my daughter? Where you think that came from?
Mm,
So we teaching our boys nowadays to punk out for women, but it's like, okay, but y'all don't want to do nothing for us. You don't want to cook and clean. You want to go out there and work because you got your education. F us and what we want. It's about y'all. So y'all still want to be treated like grandma, but still be treated like you a modern woman and progressive. Oh, it ain't gonna be like that no more. Y'all have to be cheating and beating on us. Everybody was not cheating and beating on grandma. Stop it. Like we say in show, plenty of shows. Grandma was doing her thing sometimes too. Let's not even act like grandma. What about them stories about grandma having a illegitimate child on granddaddy and he still had to raise the little sucker
mm.
in his house? And that's what he got for having a baby on the other side of town. Y'all don't hear them stories about women, about guys saying that mama calling some dude Uncle T or Uncle Tony kind of find out.
Right.
T. Remember that episode of Wayans Brothers when Martin said
Exactly.
that the pops, he was like, Uncle Tony. He used to come out, Uncle Tony. You ain't got no Uncle Tony. That damn woman.
Yeah, Uncle Tony. You mean the he used to wear what he said, a leather vest? Yeah, that was him. That damn woman. Or what if you want to take it back to watching Sanford and Son? Where you think they got that phrase from? Mama's baby, Papa's maybe. Where
Exactly.
you think that phrase came from? So let's not, like my partner
Uh,
just said, let's not sit here and act like grandpa was the only one stepping out. That was not the case.
mm. So, and then plus you gotta understand something. Grandma wasn't going for the okie doke all the time. I didn't realize what it was until I got older and looked back. Y'all don't remember y'all grandparents having separate bedrooms? You don't remember you didn't realize that the reason why because grandma kicked granddaddy out for acting up. She didn't leave, but she kicked him out the bedroom. And he had a bedroom, she had a bedroom. My grandparents had that guy, so I love them dearly. They was people of the faith and cloth. But they had separate bedrooms. So when they couldn't get along, hey, they were sleeping in the other bedroom. So people nowadays we don't go back and do our research. That's why it's important to talk to people that are older than you. All right, like I said, me and my partner are almost 50 years old. So
Dang. I mean, I didn't know I got that old, but jeez.
we're about to be 50 right here. No, but we got old souls. I'm just joking. We got old souls. And we kick it around people that are older than us and we listen to the stories. And I feel so sorry for women, real quick on that, on a side note, because so many women are duped into believing. And to me, this is some old devilish shit. Because
Mm.
women are duped into believing that it's so terrible to be with a man and let your man lead. So since y'all are so much stronger and you want to lead, you can't now come back and tell us we need to come back home and lead when you the one that decided to leave the home in the first place and then have a content for black men. That's on y'all. So to my fellas, stay on your purpose. I just heard his brother Anton Davis. If y'all never seen him, go check him out on the LaPie show or go to his channel, Anton Davis. And he was just doing a live with him and his wife, and he talked about them being down together, like him making money, them losing it, and she stayed by his side and never once made him feel like she was gonna leave him. She had his back through the ups and the downs and the hard times. So when y'all hear about those marriages, because they've been married for 17 years, God bless them. So you don't hear about these type of stories regularly that much no more. And to my fellas, if y'all are young brothers in your 20s and stuff, you in school or you on your purpose, you trying to, be your best version and all that stuff like they say nowadays, you trying to do your thing, keep working hard to do your thing and let God bless you with somebody who is cooperative. Because now, yes, they are saying cooperative is like submissive, which is like slavery. And it's not. If you have a team, you have to be cooperative to make that team win. Imagine if they told Jordan and Pippen that, and Pippen got mad, be like, I ain't no slave to Michael Jordan. I ain't cooperating shit. Imagine that. They wouldn't have six rings right now. They wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, one of the greatest basketball teams of all time, or like Dallas Cowboys or like the 49ers. They wouldn't have championships if they didn't cooperate with each other. Or look at Steph Curry and the Warriors. If they didn't cooperate together as a team and everybody played their position, you got the one, you got the point, you got the two man, you got the three man. If they didn't have everybody playing their position, you would not win as a team. And that's the problem we have nowadays. Modern women do not want to be teammates. They want to run the team. Now women come in, they want to be Phil Jackson instead of being Scottie Pippen. You as a man, you go out there and become Michael Jordan. You got to find your Scottie Pippen. That's the only way y'all gonna get that championship. So stay on your purpose. Don't worry about these quote unquote modern women and feminists because that's what y'all got to deal with. We're coming in that generation where it really popped off for us as well, to where we seen the ramifications of this women's liberal acts because we was born in the 80s. So now we dealt with women who are very confused. So now y'all brothers got either the feminist women or the Tatianas. That's what y'all got to deal with. And I know it's hard to find the right women. Stay in them spaces. Find you a woman that's a geek like you know what I'm saying, for less lack of better words, or nerdy like you. Find those women. Don't worry about the women out there that's trying to be lit and all that BS. Keep doing y'all and don't punk out for no woman. Be a man because guess what? If you punk out and be a beta blue pill male for a woman, she will have no respect for you because majority of women do not respect that. I don't care what they say because if you think about it, they still want the alpha male. All right, before we
Mm.
get out of here, you got anything else you want to lend to this conversation before we get up out of here?
No, my parting words are I just hope that there's some kind of reform. And when I say reform, meaning to where the men that are coming up, the young men under us, yeah, I would like to see some of the young men go back to being like the old school of open the door for women and letting the chair out for women. Keyword women, not these heifers or these skanks out here that we always talk about. The women. And like you said, stay away from these modern women that, as I said, want to lead us but confused. I've never seen any type of sports team or any type of you could talk about Congress, any type of organization that gets led the right way by a leader that's confused and lost. Never. So these modern women that are confused and lost and they don't even know it, we can't follow behind them. We can't let them try to lead us, and we damn sure cannot let them control us and tell us what to be and how to be. Those are my parting words.
All right, for sure. So we out of here. We're gonna be back with another one. Make sure y'all stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? Red Pill respectfully.